Today's lecture is about critical thinking.
Critical Thinking Explained. Welcome to today's lecture on critical thinking and its role in everyday life. I'm delighted to share with you insights into a skill that is essential for making sound decisions and navigating the challenges of daily living. Over the next several minutes, I will explain what critical thinking is, how it operates in various everyday contexts, and why it is so valuable for personal growth and effective problem solving. Now, let's take a look at the concept itself. Critical thinking involves evaluating information, arguments, and evidence in a systematic and reflective way. I have found that this process empowers us to differentiate between facts and opinions while identifying underlying assumptions. It's important to understand that critical thinking is not about doubting everything. Rather, it is about engaging with ideas openly and thoughtfully examining their merits. Next, let's explore some of the fundamental components of critical thinking. One aspect is analysis, which means breaking down complex ideas into manageable parts so that we understand how each piece contributes to the overall picture. Another important facet is evaluation, where we assess the reliability of sources and the strength of the evidence presented. I also emphasize synthesis, the ability to integrate various pieces of information into a coherent understanding. Together, these skills support a balanced and effective approach to everyday decision-making. Moving on, let's take a look at how critical thinking is applied in real life. Whether you're managing personal finances, planning your career, or simply making everyday choices, critical thinking helps you weigh options and foresee potential outcomes. It also plays a significant role in effective communication, allowing us to question assumptions, engage in meaningful discussions, and foster better relationships with others. Now that we've covered the core elements, let's examine how one develops strong critical thinking skills. The process begins with curiosity and a willingness to question what is presented to us. I encourage you to ask probing questions about the information at hand, identify potential biases, and consider alternative perspectives. This reflective approach is invaluable when confronting challenges, whether in the workplace, at home, or within our communities. Regular practice, such as reading widely and engaging in thoughtful conversations, can sharpen these skills over time. Another important aspect to consider is the role of context in critical thinking. Every argument or piece of information exists within a broader social and personal framework. Understanding context allows us to evaluate not only the content, but also the implications and limitations of the information we encounter. For example, decisions regarding personal health, financial planning, or even day-to-day interactions are influenced by the circumstances we live in, underscoring the need to examine both the context and the content carefully. Continuing on, let's discuss some common obstacles that can hinder effective critical thinking. It is easy to fall prey to personal biases or preconceived notions that can cloud our judgment. I have observed that confirmation bias, favoring information that supports our existing views, can lead to incomplete assessments. Similarly, emotional reasoning might sometimes interfere with logical analysis, especially during stressful situations. Recognizing these barriers is the first step in overcoming them, and it is crucial to approach each new piece of information with an open yet discerning mind. With that in mind, let's move to some practical strategies for enhancing your critical thinking skills. One approach I recommend is reflective journaling, where you document your reasoning process and pinpoint areas for improvement. Engaging in discussions with friends, family, or colleagues can also provide fresh perspectives that challenge your assumptions. Over time, such consistent practice helps build a robust framework for making well-considered decisions. Finally, let's shift our focus to a brief summary of what we've covered today. In our discussion, I explained that critical thinking is a process of analysis, evaluation, and synthesis that equips us to navigate everyday challenges. We examined its fundamental components, explored how it applies to various life situations, and discussed practical strategies for developing and refining these skills. By understanding the importance of context and recognizing common pitfalls, we can adopt a more thoughtful and effective approach to daily decision-making. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of critical thinking as a life skill. I hope that this lecture has provided you with a clear and comprehensive understanding of the subject.
Time's up. We hope you enjoyed today's lecture.